Welcome to Scale with Clarity, the podcast for entrepreneurs who are building a business and a life that actually feels good. I'm Brooke Cunninger, fractional CFO, strategist, and mom of three, and I've learned that scaling isn't just about hitting revenue milestones. It's about finding alignment between your big vision and your everyday reality. Each week, you'll hear honest conversations with founders who are redefining success on their own terms. We'll talk about the pivots, the aha moments, and the tough decisions behind the scenes. Plus, the surprising ways entrepreneurship becomes the greatest personal growth journey of all. Whether you're dreaming of leaving corporate, navigating the messy middle, or trying to grow without burning out, this show is here to help you scale with more clarity, confidence, and ease. Because building a business should expand you, not deplete you. Let's scale with clarity together.
I can say earlier when in my career, I was getting referrals I have this person and they just need help with their social media stuff. And I'm like, that's not what I do, and it became obvious that this was happening because I wasn't clear in my own messaging about what exactly it is that I do. And then I had to actually go through my own exercise of well, what is it that I actually do? What are my constraints? What am I saying no to? How am I defining what my offer is, how that connects to my audience, and then the problem that it solves for them?
That's really good.
And once you do that, you find that you just get better explaining who you are. And then people who refer business to you are like, hey, I know that you work on messaging stuff and I have this client who needs some help with their messaging.
You're like,
okay, great.
yep,
Send them my way.
100%.
Right.
And
you're not getting the random, for you as a CFO or whatever. I don't know if you do bookkeeping. People are like, oh, can you help this person with their bookkeeping or their payroll or some other kind of
no.
randomly related
yes and
process?
no. Yes, exactly. That does come
Yeah.
through. And I'm like, no, it's not bookkeeping. It's very different. But that's a sign, like we said earlier, we always think oh, it's obviously this is, it's under the marketing umbrella. That's not what I do. It's very different. But to others, and it's really a sign of the language they're speaking. They're like, isn't that in numbers world? You're like, it's very different. Or to your point, social media is very different from brand strategy and so I absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that happens too a lot of times because again, it's goes back to that generic messaging where, you define yourself by what your category is, right? I'm a marketer or I'm a finance person or I'm a, HR consultant or whatever, when actually what you really do is something very specific within that segment.
Yeah.
But because you are too generic or too broad in how you're categorizing yourself, I've really gotten away, personally I've gotten away from identifying myself as a marketing consultant because that brings to mind a lot of other things for people who have, their own notions of what marketing means. So I've had to get much more specific about how I define myself so that I can filter out some of this, the people who I don't just aren't a good fit for.